Congratulations if you see this before September 09. Congratulations, beloved, for you did not stumble here by chance. This is not a mistake, nor is it a mere coincidence. The very fact that your eyes are reading these words before September 09 is a divine confirmation that your life is being repositioned. Spirit has orchestrated this encounter to remind you that destiny is alive, active, and moving within you right now. Every whisper of intuition, every inner nudge, every sudden thought that brought you here has meaning. You are standing at the threshold of a turning point, a doorway where the invisible becomes visible, where the unseen manifests into reality. The date is not just a number on the calendar. It is a signpost pointing you to a shift, a transformation, and a blessing already in motion. So I say again, congratulations, because to see this before September 09 is to know that heaven has already touched earth in your story, and nothing will remain the same. The moment of divine appointment, life is never a collection of accidents, and nothing unfolds by coincidence. If your eyes have found these words before September 09, it is because you have been summoned into a sacred moment of divine appointment. This is not a random crossing of paths. It is a precise alignment, a calling that reaches beyond time, beyond circumstance, and beyond your reasoning mind. The universe has orchestrated events to bring you here now to hear this truth. You are standing at the edge of something extraordinary. The timing of this encounter is not arbitrary. It is proof that you are moving according to a greater design, one that has been shaping itself quietly in the unseen, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself. Every season of your life has prepared you for this hour, and September 09 stands as a threshold, a marker of transition, a doorway into a new reality that has already begun to unfold for you. Pause for a moment and consider the weight of this truth. Why now? Why this very day? Why these exact words? It is because destiny works with precision. Spirit does not operate in confusion, nor does it waste energy. What seems to you like chance is the very fingerprint of the divine upon your path. The dreams you have carried in silence, the prayers you have whispered when no one else was watching, the struggles you have endured that no one else could understand, these have not gone unnoticed. The moment you are in is not the fruit of randomness, but the harvest of seeds long planted. The timing of your arrival here is itself a sign that something hidden is ready to be revealed, and this revelation could not have come earlier, for it belongs only to this season. There is a divine clock that governs all things, and right now, that clock is striking in your favor. Think of how many messages pass before your eyes in a day. Words, images, voices, endless distractions. And yet, out of all of them, you are here, reading this very sentence, at this very moment, before a divinely marked date. This is no accident, it is evidence. The universe whispers in signs, and when your spirit is awake, you recognize them. September 09 has been appointed as a marker not because of the date itself, but because of what it represents, a crossing over, a time where unseen intentions step forward to meet visible reality. You have been led here not for information, but for transformation. This is the moment where the inner stirring meets outer confirmation. The mind often doubts, asking, how do I know this is meant for me? How can I be sure this applies to my life? But understand this, the very fact that you are questioning proves that your spirit is engaged. If this message were not for you, it would have passed by unnoticed, forgotten before the last word could be read. But because it lingers, because it draws you deeper, because it resonates within a part of you that words cannot fully touch, you must accept that it is yours. The appointed moment always comes wrapped in mystery, and yet it carries a certainty that cannot be denied. You know within yourself when something is meant for you, and this is that knowing. Do not dismiss the significance of alignment. Imagine a key finding its lock after years of waiting, or a seed breaking through the soil after seasons of dormancy. That is what this moment represents. It is not the end, but the beginning of manifestation. What you have long believed impossible is now stirring toward possibility. What you have prayed for in silence is now moving toward expression. The fact that this comes before September 09 is not trivial. It is purposeful, because the date itself is symbolic of closure and opening. What you needed to release has been released, and what you are ready to receive is now opening its door. The divine does not rush, but neither does it delay. Everything happens in its appointed time, and your time has come. When we speak of divine appointment, it is not about a calendar event marked in red ink. It is about alignment of consciousness, the moment when your awareness is lifted to recognize that heaven is nearer than you thought. You have walked through valleys of doubt, but still you stand. You have endured disappointments, but still you believe. That endurance, that persistence, has prepared you for recognition of this truth. You are chosen, and this message is the evidence of it. Congratulations are in order, not because of what is coming alone, but because you have already survived everything that tried to stop you before this moment. You are here, you made it. That in itself is proof of destiny. Understand this clearly. Divine appointments do not come dressed in grandeur. They often appear in whispers, in subtle encounters, in words read at just the right time. The world may look at this and say it is coincidence, but your spirit knows better. This is your reminder that spirit never forgets, that promises are never abandoned, that your steps are ordered even when you cannot see the path. September 09 is not merely a day ahead. It is a symbol that you are walking into a new phase. What once felt like delay was preparation. What once felt like denial was redirection. And now the moment of unveiling is at hand. Take this moment seriously, for it is sacred. Do not rush past it as though it were just another set of words. This is an announcement of alignment. It is Spirit declaring to you that your season is shifting. If you see this before September 09, then know this. You are standing in a corridor of grace, a space where doors will begin to open, where hidden favor will begin to show, where opportunities long delayed will begin to surface. You are not forgotten, you are remembered, you are not overlooked, you are chosen, and this message is your confirmation. So lift your head, strengthen your heart, and step forward with boldness. This moment of divine appointment is not asking you to strive harder, but to trust deeper. It is asking you to recognize that you are aligned, that you are where you need to be, and that what belongs to you is on its way. The evidence is simple. You are here, reading this, before the appointed time. That is the sign, that is the miracle, that is the whisper of the divine calling you forward into what is already yours. Congratulations, for you did not miss it. You are right on time. Your awareness shapes your future. The greatest secret hidden in plain sight is this. Your awareness is the seed of every experience you call life. What you hold in the depth of your inner world becomes the stage upon which your outer world plays. If you see this message before September 09, it is because you have been called to awaken to this truth, that what you choose to recognize, believe, and accept within yourself today will create the conditions of tomorrow. You are not a powerless wanderer drifting in chaos. You are a deliberate creator, shaping reality with the substance of your inner attention. Awareness is not passive, it is generative. It is the soil where all seeds grow, the womb from which every circumstance is born. The world you experience is not separate from you. It is your awareness objectified. What you accept as true within, you meet as fact without. Think of how often people focus on what they fear, rehearse what they lack, or dwell on what went wrong. Unconsciously, they water those seeds until life mirrors them back in undeniable form. They call it fate or misfortune, not realizing that the reality they see is only the harvest of their attention. But the chosen ones are called higher. If you are seeing this before September 09, then understand, you are standing at a pivotal moment where Spirit urges you to master your awareness. No longer can you allow fear, doubt, and limitation to run unchallenged in the garden of your mind. For every thought you persist in, every image you sustain, every assumption you accept, these are the blueprints shaping the architecture of your life. Your awareness is the creative force. Consider a lamp. It does not argue, it simply shines wherever it is directed. Likewise, your awareness does not discriminate between good or bad, fear or faith, doubt or confidence. It magnifies what you dwell upon. If you consistently turn your awareness toward lack, you will meet lack. If you persistently dwell upon abundance, you will meet abundance. If you hold fast to the awareness of love, you will encounter love. This is not superstition, but law. Life is simply mirroring what you are most aware of being. This is why your present moment, as ordinary or painful as it may appear, is not permanent. It is only the residue of past awareness. Change your inner attention, and tomorrow must yield to your new design. Do not underestimate the power of this truth. Entire destinies are altered when an individual awakens to the responsibility of awareness. The world teaches you to chase circumstances, to wrestle with outer appearances, to believe that life is something happening to you. But the higher truth reveals that life is flowing from you, through your awareness, into form. To awaken to this is to step into mastery. And what greater confirmation than this? You are here before September 09, receiving this message, so that you may redirect your awareness before the new cycle unfolds. The timing is deliberate. Spirit is showing you that what you focus upon in these coming days will carry into your next season with power and clarity. Ask yourself right now, what am I most aware of being, not in words spoken to others, but in the silent conversations I hold with myself? Do I walk in the awareness of lack, constantly saying within, I never have enough? Do I carry the awareness of rejection, expecting to be overlooked and unloved? Or do I stand in the awareness of blessing, repeating within, I am chosen, I am provided for, I am guided? This inner dialogue is not trivial. It is the foundation upon which your future rests. If you desire change, you must first change what you are aware of being. Do not wait for life to prove it to you. Prove it within yourself, and life will align in due time. You may wonder, but how can I control awareness when doubts constantly intrude? The answer is not to fight, but to redirect. Awareness is like a stream. You cannot stop it, but you can guide its flow. When fear arises, gently shift toward faith. When doubt whispers, reaffirm possibility. When lack shouts, quietly affirm abundance. It is not about denying what you see, but about refusing to grant it dominion over what you choose to accept as true. Every time you redirect awareness, you plant a seed, and though the seed may not sprout instantly, it cannot remain dormant forever. Persist, and in its appointed time it will appear as fact. This is why Spirit congratulates you now, because you are receiving this reminder at a moment when alignment is critical. Before September 09, you are given the opportunity to cleanse the soil of your awareness, to uproot the weeds of fear and limitation, and to deliberately plant seeds of faith, abundance, healing, and purpose. Imagine if, from this very moment, you began to sustain the awareness that you are already whole, already provided for, already loved, already guided. How would life respond? It would have no choice but to reflect it. The world is not resisting you, it is responding to you. Your awareness is the instruction life obeys. Consider this deeply. Everything you now see was once unseen, birthed first in the invisible awareness of someone's mind. The house you live in began as an idea, the work you do began as a concept, the relationships you cherish began as inner impressions before they were made flesh. This is the pattern of creation: awareness first, manifestation second. To ignore this is to remain asleep, tossed about by the waves of circumstance. To embrace this is to awaken, to realize that your future is not dictated by chance but by choice, by what you choose to be aware of right now. So I ask you, what will you allow into your awareness today? Will you rehearse yesterday's pain, or will you claim tomorrow's promise? Will you entertain voices of limitation, or will you affirm the truth of your divine inheritance? Remember, what you accept within yourself now is the seed of what you will meet in days to come. Before September 09 arrives, you are being called to set your awareness in alignment with blessing, so that when the cycle turns, it will carry with it the fruit of your deliberate choice. The truth is simple yet profound. Your awareness shapes your future. No circumstance, no person, no external power can outweigh the creative authority of your inner attention. You hold the pen that writes the script, and the world performs it. If your script has been filled with fear and doubt, write a new one. If your story has been filled with lack and delay, compose a new ending. Awareness is your instrument, and with it you can create beauty, joy, and abundance. The date before you, September 09, is not a warning but a window, a reminder that you still have time to align your awareness with what you truly desire, so that the unfolding season may deliver it into your hands. So I say congratulations, for this is not an ordinary message, and you are not an ordinary soul. You have been chosen to see this now, before the appointed date, because Spirit desires to remind you of your authority. You are not a victim of circumstances, you are the architect of them. Lift your awareness, and life will rise to meet it. Refuse to dwell in fear, and fear will lose its grip. Persist in the awareness of blessing, and blessing will overflow. Your future is already forming even now within the substance of your inner attention. Guard it, nurture it, direct it, and watch how life bends to the vision you sustain. Congratulations again, for you are right on time. The moment you are aware of this truth is the moment you step into power. Your awareness is your future, and today, before September 09, you are reminded to choose wisely, for what you choose will surely appear. The invisible shift has already begun. There is always a moment when change begins, but most cannot see it. They wait for visible evidence, for signs in the outer world, and yet they miss the truth that every transformation begins first in silence, in stillness, in the unseen. If you are reading these words before September 09, it is not by chance. It is confirmation that the invisible shift in your life has already begun. You may not yet see the fruit, but the roots are already spreading beneath the surface. You may not yet touch the manifestation, but the substance of it is already forming in the invisible realm. What looks still, what feels quiet, what appears unchanged, is actually the ground of your becoming. Spirit is working where your eyes cannot see, and it is preparing to unveil what will astonish you. So many give up because they confuse silence with absence. They assume that because nothing appears to be happening, nothing is happening at all. But you must understand, every great change begins in the unseen. The seed planted in the soil does not reveal its growth overnight, yet deep within the darkness it is breaking open, pushing forth new life. The womb carries life in secret long before it is revealed to the world. In the same way, your prayers, your intentions, your decisions, and your faith have already stirred a movement beyond your vision. What you thought was delay was preparation. What you thought was stagnation was incubation. The shift has already started, and the outer world will soon catch up with the inner reality that is already alive within you. You might feel as though you are standing still, as though nothing has changed, but notice how different your spirit feels compared to seasons before. There is a stirring within you, a restlessness that is not discontent but expectancy. That is the evidence of the invisible shift. Spirit first awakens your awareness, whispers into your inner ear, and quickens your imagination. Before the outer world bends, your inner world receives the signal. If you sense it, if you feel the quiet assurance that something is near, that a change is at hand, that your life is about to turn, then rejoice, for that is the invisible shift. Do not despise it because it has not yet become visible. Celebrate it, for the invisible always precedes the visible. September 09 stands as a marker not of what begins, but of what reveals. The work has already started. The turning has already happened. The alignment has already shifted. If you see this before that date, you are being shown that you are not waiting for change to begin. You are waiting for change to appear. Just as dawn breaks after the long night, your breakthrough is already on the horizon. But remember, the light of dawn does not suddenly appear from nowhere. It has been moving steadily, silently, imperceptibly, until the exact moment when it pierces the sky. So it is with your life. The invisible shift is already here, and soon it will break through into undeniable reality. Why is this important to know? Because faith thrives in the unseen. If you were to wait until everything was visible, you would not need faith, but to hold firm when only your inner awareness confirms the change. That is the power that pulls the invisible into manifestation. Many abandon their dreams because they do not see quick results, not realizing that the shift is already active within the unseen. They uproot their seeds before the harvest is ready. Do not be one of them. If you see this message before September 09, Spirit is warning you. Remain steady, remain faithful, for you are closer than you realize. The invisible shift is not a promise of what will come. It is proof of what has already begun. Pay attention to the subtle signs. They may not look dramatic, but they are confirmations, a sudden peace in your spirit where there used to be anxiety, an unexpected idea rising within you, a door that closes, forcing you to shift direction, a conversation that sparks vision. These are not random events. They are indicators that the invisible has begun to arrange itself on your behalf. Just because the movement is subtle does not mean it is weak. Earthquakes begin with invisible tremors underground, and soon the whole land feels the shaking. The invisible is always the beginning. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not dismiss silent changes. The shift may be invisible, but it is real. Think of how many times in your past you thought nothing was happening, only to later look back and realize that was the season everything turned in your favor. Right now, you may not be able to connect the dots, but one day you will look back at this very moment and say, that was when everything began to change. And you will realize that the invisible shift was the most powerful part of the process, because it demanded your trust, your patience, and your surrender. The unseen realm is more real than the visible. The visible is always temporary, always shifting, always changing, but the invisible, the realm of spirit, imagination, and faith, is eternal. When the shift begins there, nothing can stop its manifestation. Not the opinions of people, not the resistance of circumstances, not even your own doubts if you return again to faith. The invisible carries authority, and right now, if you see this before September 09, Spirit is showing you that authority has already moved in your favor. The outer conditions may still look unchanged, but the command has already gone forth in the invisible. It is only a matter of time before the visible obeys. So what must you do in this moment? Believe. Stand firm, refuse to be swayed by appearances. Say within yourself, the shift has already begun, and it cannot be undone. Speak as though it is finished, live as though it is done, walk with the certainty that you are already in transition, because you are. The invisible does not wait for your permission, it is already working, but your agreement, your faith, your inner alignment accelerates its unveiling. To doubt is to delay, to believe is to quicken. Your role is not to force the manifestation, but to nurture the awareness that it is already unfolding. Congratulations, beloved, because you are here, receiving this message at the precise moment you most needed it. If you have been weary, take heart. The shift is not ahead of you. It is beneath you, within you, around you, already in motion. If you have been praying, know that the answer is already dispatched. If you have been waiting, know that the waiting is not in vain. It is the time between the invisible cause and the visible effect. And the closer you are to manifestation, the more silent it often feels. Do not confuse silence with inactivity. The invisible shift is already underway, and its unveiling is nearer than you think. So lift your eyes, lift your heart. Let gratitude rise within you even before you see the evidence, for to give thanks now is to declare that you trust the invisible. And when you trust it, it must reveal itself. September 09 is not the start, it is the confirmation. The work is already done in the realm that matters most. All that remains is the unveiling. Hold fast, for soon what is invisible will become undeniable. Congratulations again. You are in the shift, and nothing will stop what has already begun. Congratulations on being chosen to see. Not everyone sees. Many look, but few truly see. Many hear, but few truly understand. To see this message before September 09 is not a casual encounter, nor is it a random stroke of chance. It is proof that you are among those chosen to perceive what others overlook. In a world filled with endless distractions, voices clamoring for attention, and messages flooding the airwaves, you have been singled out to receive this word at precisely the right time. Congratulations, for this is evidence that you are marked, set apart, and called into awareness of something greater than the ordinary flow of life. To see is to be chosen, and to be chosen is to carry a destiny that is not given to everyone. Think of how many people live their entire lives asleep, walking through days and years as if life were nothing more than routine. They eat, they work, they sleep, and they repeat, never once realizing that beneath the surface there is a higher calling, a deeper truth, a greater reality waiting to be awakened. But when your eyes are opened, when you are awakened to see beyond the surface of things, it means you are no longer bound to live as everyone else. You are among the few who are invited into the mysteries of life, into the recognition that there is divine order even in chaos, that there is purpose even in pain, and that there is alignment in what others call coincidence. If you are here now reading this before September 09, it is because your eyes have been touched, your awareness stirred, and your spirit prepared for vision. That is no small thing. It is one of the greatest honors of existence. To be chosen to see is not about superiority, but about responsibility, for with sight comes the power to walk differently. When you see what others do not, you cannot live as others live. You begin to make choices aligned with destiny instead of impulse, with faith instead of fear, with vision instead of reaction. You begin to walk a path that requires courage, because you see the unseen and trust the invisible. Congratulations, for you have been chosen to carry sight, and sight is the beginning of transformation. Nothing in your life can remain the same once you begin to see clearly. Notice how this moment has already set you apart. Out of billions of people, here you are, standing on the threshold of September 09, receiving a word that many will never encounter. This is not coincidence, it is divine selection. Just as a shepherd calls certain sheep by name, leading them out from the fold, you have been called out of the crowd, signaled that your journey is entering a new chapter. To see this message is not an accident. It is the confirmation that heaven has singled you out for awareness. Others may pass by unaware, but you are awake enough to perceive. That is proof of your chosen nature. But what does it mean to be chosen to see? It means you are trusted with insight. You are trusted to recognize the invisible hand at work in your life. You are trusted to believe when others doubt. You are trusted to endure seasons of silence because you know a shift is already underway. Being chosen does not always mean ease, but it always means purpose. You may have walked through rejection, isolation, or misunderstanding, but even that was part of your preparation. Those who are chosen are often misunderstood because their eyes see what others cannot yet grasp. If you have felt out of place, if you have carried dreams too heavy for others to understand, if you have endured loneliness in your journey, it is because chosen ones often walk paths few can follow. But take heart, your sight was not given to burden you, but to bless you, to guide you, and to lead you into a life of deeper fulfillment than you ever imagined. The beauty of being chosen to see is that you no longer live as a victim of circumstance. While others believe life is happening to them, you see that life is happening through you. You perceive the hidden patterns, the divine appointments, the invisible alignments. You begin to recognize that nothing is wasted, not even the pain, not even the detours. Everything becomes a teacher, everything becomes a message, everything becomes part of the grand design. This is the gift of sight. You understand that you are not abandoned, but guided, not overlooked, but chosen, not wandering, but aligned. And because you see this, you carry hope where others despair, faith where others fear, strength where others crumble. Congratulations, for being chosen to see means that you will also be chosen to receive. Those who recognize the signs are the ones who inherit the promises. If your eyes are open to this message before September 09, then your spirit is in position to receive what has been prepared for you. The date is symbolic. It marks a crossing over, a turning of seasons. Many will miss it because they did not see it, but you will not miss it because you have been awakened to notice. You have been marked to recognize the whisper in the wind, the still small voice, the sign hidden in plain sight. And because you see, you will receive. Do not take this lightly. Sight is sacred. To be chosen to see is to be chosen to walk with vision, and vision is what carries you through darkness. Even if the outer world seems unchanged, your inner sight tells you that everything is shifting. Even if people around you cannot understand your faith, you know that you have glimpsed something they cannot yet perceive. Even if your circumstances whisper doubt, your vision shouts destiny. This is the gift you carry, and it is the reason you are here. Remember, not all are chosen to see at the same time. Many will awaken later, some perhaps not at all. That is not your concern. Your task is to honor your gift of sight now. Live according to it. Speak from it. Act upon it. Guard it as precious, for it is. This message is your reminder that your eyes have been opened for a reason, and your timing is not late. You are exactly where you need to be. Before September 09, you are being congratulated because your vision has aligned you with destiny. So I say it again, congratulations. Not everyone can hear this, not everyone can see this, but you can. You were chosen to see, and in that sight lies your strength, your guidance, and your unfolding blessing. Walk boldly in it, celebrate it, guard it, and above all, trust it. For your sight is the key that will unlock the doors of your future, and because you see this message now, before September 09, you can be certain that your season of unveiling is already at hand. The door of faith is open now. Every season of life carries a doorway, and not every doorway remains open forever. Some doors open for a moment, inviting you to step through, while others remain closed until you are prepared to walk by faith. To see this message before September 09 is to know that a door has swung open for you, not a door built of wood and hinges, but a door of spirit, a door of faith. And congratulations, because this is your confirmation that you are being invited to enter. The very fact that you are reading these words means that you stand at the threshold of a great transition. The old cycle is closing, the new is waiting, and the door between them is open now. This is not a time to hesitate, not a time to shrink back, not a time to doubt. It is a time to believe boldly, to step confidently, and to walk through by faith. Understand this, faith is the key that unlocks the door. Without it, the door may stand wide, but fear will blind you from seeing it. Doubt will paralyze you from moving. Logic will argue that it cannot be real, but faith is different. Faith does not ask for proof, it provides the proof within. Faith does not wait for the outer to confirm, it confirms within the heart first. Faith is the ability to walk through a door you cannot yet see with your eyes, but can feel with your spirit. If you sense right now that something in you is being stirred, that a new chapter is at hand, that change is not only possible but near, then you are already touching the door of faith. Spirit is whispering to you, walk through, the door is open now. What makes this door unique is timing. September 09 is not just a date on a calendar. It is a divine marker, a threshold moment. It represents the shift from waiting to stepping, from hoping to believing, from imagining to receiving. To arrive here before that date is no coincidence. It is Spirit aligning you, saying, the door is open, enter. You must recognize that this is not a future invitation, it is a present reality. Too often people postpone their faith, saying, one day I will believe, one day I will act, one day I will move. But by delaying they miss the moment. The invitation of Spirit is always now. The door of faith is not waiting for tomorrow, it is open in this very moment. And if you hesitate, you risk allowing the opportunity to pass unentered. But if you move now, if you step forward in belief, you will discover that what looked impossible is already prepared for you. Faith is not wishful thinking, it is certainty. It is the inner conviction that what you cannot yet see is already true. Faith is walking into a dark hallway, confident that the light will appear with each step. Faith is planting a seed without staring at the soil in doubt, trusting that life will break forth in due time. Faith is choosing to rejoice before the manifestation, knowing that the unseen has already shifted in your favor. And here lies the beauty. The door of faith is open now, and you are invited to live in this posture of certainty. If you can believe it within, if you can hold the awareness of it as already done, then the world outside must bend to reflect it. But notice, no one can walk through the door for you. Spirit can open it, life can present it, messages can confirm it, but you must choose to enter. This is why your faith matters. You cannot borrow someone else's conviction. You cannot lean solely on another's belief. You must cultivate your own inner assurance, your own vision, your own step. And though it may feel risky, though it may defy logic, though it may challenge your fears, remember this. Doors of faith never open into emptiness. They open into prepared blessings, into hidden opportunities, into divine appointments waiting on the other side. The risk is only an illusion. The reward is real. Think of all the moments in your past when you delayed, when you hesitated, when you told yourself you weren't ready. How many doors stood open only to close because fear held you back? But now you are being given another chance, another invitation. The timing is perfect, the door is open, and faith is calling you forward. To ignore this moment would be to repeat cycles, but to embrace it would be to break them forever. This is why this message has reached you before September 09, to remind you that the door is open now, and the only thing required of you is faith. And let me tell you this, faith does not require you to see the whole path, only the next step. Do not wait for the full picture before you move. The path will unfold as you walk. Just as a traveler cannot see the entire road in the dark, but trusts the lamp to reveal one step at a time, so too must you trust that each step you take in faith will reveal the next. Do not let uncertainty stop you. The unseen is already prepared. The provision, the guidance, the breakthrough. It is already waiting on the other side, but you must step to meet it. So what does stepping through the door of faith look like? It looks like refusing to rehearse yesterday's failures. It looks like choosing expectation over doubt. It looks like speaking as though the promise is already yours. It looks like holding joy in your heart before the evidence appears. It looks like persistence in prayer, determination in vision, and courage in action. It looks like living today in alignment with the reality you know is coming. Each of these acts, small as they may seem, is a step through the door. Every time you affirm your belief, you walk further in. Every time you refuse to surrender to fear, you claim more of what lies beyond. Congratulations, for to see this message is proof that you are ready. Spirit would not open the door if you were not prepared to walk through it. You may not feel ready. You may even feel unworthy. But readiness is not about how you feel, it is about where you stand. And right now, you stand at the threshold of destiny. The invitation has been given, the door is open, and faith is the key. Do not shrink back now. Do not say, I'll wait for another time. This is the time, this is the moment, this is the open door. Remember, doors of faith are not about what you leave behind, but about what you step into. Yes, it may require letting go of fear, releasing old stories, abandoning limiting beliefs. But what you gain is far greater than what you lose. You step into expansion, into possibility, into blessings that have been waiting for you all along. And soon, when you look back, you will realize that everything you feared was only an illusion, and everything you hoped for was already prepared. So I declare it once more, the door of faith is open now. Step boldly, step with courage, step with certainty, and know that this message did not come to you by chance. It came to you because you are ready, because you are chosen, because your time is now. Congratulations, beloved, for you have not missed the moment. You are exactly where you need to be. Walk through the door of faith and watch how life transforms before your very eyes.